Hello once again from me, Noel Cronin. I don't know what you love most about your job, but one of the wonderful things about the work that I do is meeting so many fascinating people. I was privileged to have met one of the country's finest and best loved actors, Timothy West, when he took the stage at a Talking Pictures TV event in one of his very last live appearances. Sadly, Timothy left us in November 2024. He recorded his interview with Mike Reed, and I'm very happy to share it with you as a tribute to a really lovely man. As you'll see, Timothy was a witty man, full of funny stories from his days as a young actor in rep. He'll be sorely missed, but how fortunate we were having Talking Pictures with Timothy West CBE as a permanent record of his warmth and connection with his audience.
Canals, those of you who've been on canals, even just walked alongside a canal, there's something very special about them.
Time for some intrigue and not a little skullduggery in the film Strange Voyage. An adventurer rents a ship to hunt for treasure, but the weather might not be the only adversary on this difficult voyage. Strange Voyage stars Eddie Albert, who was perhaps best known as a light actor, but here he shows his talent for drama too. You might recognise the name of director Irvin Allen. The US-born producer-director formed Warwick Films with Cubby Broccoli in the 1950s. They subsequently went their separate ways, and Cubby went on to create the James Bond film franchise. Irvin kept busy too, creating the James Bond spoof and competitor Matt Helm. Strange Voyage gives us a chance to see a rare early film from this talented filmmaker, so do make a date to watch when it makes its channel debut.
Now, this brother Paolo was the last of a group of his order who tried to cross this desert from Mexico. All the others died of thirst, and after he buried this treasure, he too died. This gold has lain there buried for over 300 years.
Do you believe that yarn? Yeah, I heard of that treasure before.
Yeah. I've heard of the Flying Dutchman and Sinbad the Sailor, but I don't believe it.
We turn to the work of legendary British producer Sir Alexander Korda. With the onset of the Second World War, Korda moved production to the US. It was during this period that he made the romantic drama Lydia as a showcase for his wife Merle Oberon. Told in flashback, Lydia looks back at her life through the prism of her key love affairs. It is a remake of the French classic Un Carnet du Bal, directed by Julien Duvier, who also directs Lydia. Lydia is a sumptuous film in which no expense has been spared to show Merle Oberon at her most striking, even when she's aged up. Sheer entertainment. Who could ask for more? Thanks to you all who take the time to write to me. Jackie Pearson wrote in with this thought. Hi Noel, you recently talked about mumbling actors, a curse on a lot of TV these days. Do the actors not realise we want to hear what they are saying? One good reason why the old movies shown are such a joy. Best wishes, Jackie Pearson. Yeah, mumbling, of course, wasn't a problem in the 50s and 60s, so we enjoy that you enjoy watching our films. Now, I promised you some Western action, and I have not one but two great premieres for all you lovers of these days when the West was truly wild. The Stranger Wore a Gun from 1953 stars probably the greatest cowboy of them all. Yes, I do mean Randolph Scott. Scott began his career in the early 30s playing Zane Grey heroes, but got waylaid by dramas, comedies, and even the odd musical. From the late 40s onwards, though, he devoted himself entirely to westerns, even setting up his own production company. In all, he made around 60 westerns and is, for my money, an absolute legend of the genre. He co-produced The Stranger Wore a Gun, in which he plays a man who changes sides when he realises the brutality of his boss, the legendary William Quantrill. It's a true classic and unmissable even if you're not a particular fan of westerns.
John Smith. You've certainly got a lot of relatives around here.
I come from a big family. You know Jules Moret?
Well, he owns this place and a piece of most everything else around here.
How do people feel about it?
Some like him and some don't.
Where do you stand?
Well, he owns this place.
1969's The Desperate Mission is less well known and stars Ricardo Montalban. Here he's a good man bent on revenge after the brutal death of his wife in the lawless West. The film is not without a sense of humour, though. Mexican-born Montalban is clearly enjoying himself. He would later become legendary for his roles in TV's Fantasy Island and the film Star Trek, The Wrath of Khan. Two great westerns starring two great actors, so saddle up and join them out in the big country. I can't think of a better way to spend a spring afternoon or two. Can you? My final choice today is a truly rare British crime drama, the kind of film you won't see anywhere but on Talking Pictures TV. The Man from Yesterday was made in 1949 and is a story full of twists and turns. A man inveigles his way into the home of his friend and seems to take over the family, with devastating consequences. Jon Stewart was an idol of the silent era, whose career as both star and supporting actor lasted for over 50 years. You've seen him on the channel many times, including Hitchcock's Number 17 from 1932. Lawrence Harvey, on the other hand, was a newcomer to film, but in the next decade he would become one of the UK's biggest international stars. The Man from Yesterday is a rare chance to see this very fine actor at the beginning of his career.
I feel quite certain that I saved my sister from a life of untold misery and condemned her to one of frustration. That's not the point. Doris has a weak heart. And besides, I don't approve of these so-called seances.
Of course, there's plenty more coming your way on Talking Pictures TV, so do check out the full schedule. If you want to know more about what's happening at Talking Pictures TV, why not subscribe to our weekly newsletter, which drops into your mailbox every Sunday. If you'd like to write to me, you can get in touch via email at noel@talkingpicturestv.co.uk. If you prefer to put pen to paper, the address to write to is Talking Pictures TV, P.O. Box 592, Kings Langley, Hertfordshire, WD4 4DB. Do join me again next time when I'll be presenting more of my personal selections from What's on Talking Pictures TV.